I've got this one I want to try, and this is sort of about something I see in our culture. Like it's like we used to hang people in the town square, you know, and now we hang them on social media, or we hang them on like a news network. It's always somebody getting lynched, you know, all the time. It's just so mean and nasty, and it's like National Geographic, but. Anyway, sometimes I just turn that on. I was like, I might as well just watch like a lion put its teeth in an elk's neck. It's like the same thing to me, you know. And so it brings to mind, like I felt like I kind of fell into that for a minute as sort of, I hate to use the word victim, but that's kind of what it felt like the subject of a lot of rumors. That then those rumors ended up having a big impact on my life. So it was that after I'd gone through that string of stuff, it was like Americana week, you know, and a lot of people come to town that I worked with that maybe I hadn't seen in a minute, and they all got into town and saw me and thought that they needed to start having some meetings about my coping skills. So they were off to the side doing that, and then in the meantime, it was just rampant crazy stuff, like a girl that I worked with, super great singer-songwriter, but she used to help me out a little bit, named Sarah Potenza, and she called me and she was just distraught. And she said, "What's going on?" I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "I was standing in line to get in a show behind these two ladies, and they said that you and Todd Snyder ransacked the Belcourt Theater, stole $3,000 worth of concessions, and left. Just puked in the trash cans." I was like, "We did not puke in the trash cans. That did not happen." Well, it's all real crazy now out of the blue. So award show day comes around, and we're going down to the Ryman Auditorium. There's a red carpet, and we're going to be on the award show, you know. So getting ready for the award show is like everybody knows it's like basic beauty knowledge. If you have like a Xanax and a glass of champagne, your hair's gonna look better. So I did that, and then I started gathering myself for the evening to get ready to go out. I had a lot of responsibilities that night. I was like presenting the awards, and I was playing a song at the awards, and then I had like two cameos somewhere else at other shows after, and then I was doing like the finale gig. And so I had like a lot of notes, and I was prepared and organized. And I thought, my God, if I remember all this, I better have an Adderall. So I had me an Adderall, and then I got down to the Ryman, and I felt like everybody was staring at me, you know, and I had been on that divorce diet that's so good. And my dress maybe wasn't staying on me too well, because I had lost a lot of weight, was super skinny, and so my girl that was working with me that night said, "Well, I think you need an Oxycontin." And I was like, "I think I do need an Oxycontin." And I washed it down with a thermos of Greyhounds that I had made at the house. So I don't remember a lot of that night, but I know it all happened. I did everything I was supposed to do. The pictures were in the No Depression magazine. But the next day I found myself having a little meeting about how I was supposed to go on a tour after that week with Todd for like 28 days. And they thought I should go to San Diego to a rehabilitation facility for 28 days. That was some bullshit. So they canceled that tour, and I didn't get to go do that. I tried to fight my way out of it, but I did end up in rehab, and it was a really like another trauma. And so it's like people can really have an impact on your life with the shit they say. And so I happened upon this poem one day by this woman named Margaret Atwood, and she's got a series on TV right now called Handmaid's Tale. It's just, oh my God, it's bleak. Whew. It's this futuristic, like dystopia. It's rough to watch. But anyway, she has this poem about this woman. And this woman was up in Massachusetts in the 1600s, and they all thought that she was a witch. So they sent her to Boston, and this guy named Cotton tried her for being a witch. Now, Cotton's daddy's name is Increase, and I don't know why I find that interesting, but Increase, he didn't like Cotton any, and I think that's why Cotton was picking on this random lady. But anyway, he brings her to it, and he's like studying all this stuff and fasting, and then anyway, they had to let her off because there was no evidence. Well, no shit. So they let her off. They sent her back to her small town in Massachusetts. Everybody in the town is still real freaked out by her, and they think that anything that goes wrong, she's doing it. She's causing it. An apple falls off the cart at the store. They're like, "Oh, I think so," you know. The bird dies. One night, this man lay dying. He was real sick, and his buddies got together, and they're like, "Well, clearly she's causing this." So they got up a posse, and they went to her house, and they beat her up, and they hung her. And then the next morning, when they went to cut her down, she stood up and walked off. Then they were really scared of her. And you know, love her. I mean, she lived for 14 more years, and she didn't speak. She ate dirt and drooled on herself, but she lived for 14 more years. And But it just goes to show, you know, the things that can happen with the mean shit people say. So this is my musing on the story of a lady named Half-Hanged Mary. That's a lot to explain this song, but that's where it came from. So they don't get this in the band shows, by the way.